been thinking we should try to do like a more classy approach.
What do you? I don't like that.
No, because you're over here being all. You're not ready to go anyway.
I'm ready. What are you talking about? I'm ready.
I just couldn't tell.
I'm more ready than I've ever
with
been.
The way you were exhaling like that, you were really tense. I thought maybe you.
That's just how I breathe sometimes. Okay, and now you're making me feel bad about it. So fuck you. You slut.
See, you always got to come with that language, and I don't feel like the language is something that we really need here on this show.
You know, because everything was ready, and you're just a terrible part of the show.
That's not what I said.
You're never ready to do anything when I'm sitting here completely ready, and then you're just like, I hate this sucks.
That's not what I said.
There's no class here. We're just a classless organization.
I really feel like sometimes you get a little too worked up. See, we got Christian Glenza here, a.k.a. Shayla, but it's not really Shayla. You know what I mean? And you're getting all worked up. Let's just go into the show. You ready? This is WWE Raw Talks Live. What we do on this show, we, being the artist formerly known as Mike Charles and myself, we, every Monday after Raw ends, we go live on youtube.com/616entertainment, and we review WWE Monday Night Raw, segment by segment, match by match, promo by promo. We give you our opinions. We talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Coulter Personality says, what's up, my TNA fans?
What's up?
You don't know what that means unless you're a member on 616entertainment.proboards.com. So you should join the conversation there. Coulter's keeping everything alive. You know what I'm saying? Christian, why are you not on the board? It's a great message board to be a part of. I really feel like that's where you should be. Ricky Schmidt wants to know if Ahmed Johnson showed up tonight. We're going to answer all these questions and more as soon as you get me kicked off here. But, you know, it's just Raw Talks custom that we can't be talking about what happened on Raw until we start feeling the official intro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? How many shows have we done? You don't know what I'm talking about yet. I really only have one question for you. You know what that question is?
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Dude.
I don't know what the fuck happened. It wouldn't turn. It still won't turn.
This is classless.
I feel like I'm having a major malfunction with the phone here. I don't even know if I can accept that as an official intro, being that it wasn't properly.
Well, that's what we got. That's what it was.
Yeah, but you're acting like that's the only way we can do it.
Well, I don't do it again.
Why not?
Because that's even worse.
I don't think that's worse. I think what would be worse is if we didn't have a real official intro.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Dude.
You know? See, Ricky Schmidt is saying, oh, it's not. He doesn't think that was the real way to do the show. You know? And then we corrected it, and we got it the right way.
Whatever. I think it looked worse.
It looked worse?
Yeah, it's like in a match. It's like in a wrestling match when they botch a move and then they just immediately do that move.
You don't like that?
No.
So here's what we'll do. Pretend neither one of those ever happened.
I'm going to pour this whole bottle of water.
Make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Dude.
How's that?
I'm going to pour the water all over this the power board, the motherboard, and it's all going to break down.
I really feel like you're coming at this the wrong way. You're coming at it negative. Not everything has to be negative. Didn't you hear Bo Dallas tonight? Didn't you hear The New Day tonight? It's all about positivity.
Don't get me started with those boys.
Where do we start on Raw tonight? Tell me about it.
In the ring.
Yeah, doing what?
In Long Island. Seth and the Authority were there. And he was talking like, Seth Rollins, of course, was like, you know, what Dean Ambrose did last week was illegal. He didn't earn this title shot. And the Authority...
Pause for 1 second. The Mad Villainy says, I'm new here and I don't get the inside jokes. See, that's the thing about Raw Talks Live. It is a wrestling review show, but we're also coming at it with jokes here. So as you come back with us every week, you're going to start to get in on the inside jokes. Join 616entertainment.proboards.com. You're going to get in on the inside jokes there. Watch the stuff on this channel. We like to have a good time here. And it's not all serious wrestling, the current product. You know what I mean?
No.
We're glad you're here with us. We love you. And we hope you stay with us.
I think if we were that kind of show, I'd shoot myself.
If we were that kind of show, I would want to do this show.
Just in the foot, though. I wouldn't commit suicide. I'm not suicidal.
Yeah, I want to be able to make references that don't really make any sense according to wrestling.
Badango.
You know what I mean? Yeah, badango.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's all right. It happens. But don't let it happen again. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth Rollins is in the ring with the rest of the Authority, and he's like, you know, Dean Ambrose, he did something illegal last week. He fucked up. He didn't earn his title shot. They gave him a title shot. You know, Triple H and Stephanie, if you wanted to, you could take his title shot away because he didn't earn nothing. He got it by false pretenses. You had
He didn't earn nothing.
Yeah. But Seth Rollins was like, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to him anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this. I'm like, you know, maybe he's really not that bad of a guy.
Yeah.
That's the way I was feeling.
Okay.
You know,
so he
kinda-
had you hook, line, and sinker.
He was I kind of changed my mind about Seth Rollins
Yeah.
because of this. But then Dean Ambrose comes out and he's like, what did he say?
Dean Ambrose basically comes out and he just
Because they needed him to sign the contract.
Mhm.
So like, you got to come out here and sign the contract if you want it.
Yeah.
That's the stipulation right now.
So everyone's going like, well, Dean's not going to come out. Obviously, look at all the guys in the ring. He'll get his ass kicked. Next thing you know, do the rest of the song. What?
I forget.
That was the Drowning Pool version of Triple H's theme music, which no one's heard for like 12 years.
I don't even know if I've heard it.
That was a deep cut. You just dug that shit up from
I
the
think I
the
did
treasures.
I did it by accident.
Oh my goodness. Ricky Schmidt wants to know, can the artist recap this show while doing a Stu Hart impression? Can you do a Stu Hart impression? I've been really working on my Stu Hart impression. You ready?
Oh, he's a dead guy.
Yeah, he certainly is. And we don't fucking talk about dead people here, Ricky. Jesus Christ.
Happy Memorial Day.
He wasn't a veteran. He was a wrestler.
Just saying.
So Dean comes out and he was just like, maybe I got something wrong with me, but I think getting in there and getting my ass kicked could be fun or something like that.
Because
So
he's not
he-
afraid of anything. He's
No,
not
and
afraid
he's
of
going to
anything.
rush the ring regardless and try to get his title shot. And then Roman Reigns comes out,
Mhm.
Rambin Ban, as we started to call him last week. He comes down, they start, getting into this whole mess, and Stephanie's like, I'm making a match right now. It's going to be Dean and Roman versus
Kane and
Rollins.
Seth
Seth Rollins. And Dean, you got to the end of the night to sign this contract. If they don't want Dean to get this title shot, why wouldn't Stephanie just be like, oh, Dean, time's up? Battle's over. The whole problem was
Because-
solved right there. Like, oh, Dean, I gave you a chance. You could have done it. You tried to get Roman involved, and now everything's off the table.
Because the way I look at it is, I think Seth Rollins wants to look like I think he wants to come out looking like he's the fighting champ.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it so it was Dean's fault.
And they
That
think
Dean didn't accept it.
they think tonight they can protect Seth long enough to where they won't have to worry.
Because they had a plan, obviously, which we'll get to.
But haven't they seen enough James Bond movies to where it's just like, oh, I finally have you in my clutches. I could shoot you and kill you right now. But I would rather hang you by your shoelaces over a volcano that will swing back and forth like a pendulum, and 16 hours later you will fall into the acid. And he always gets out because you gave him too much time. Why fuck around? He's right there. Bam, done. He's fucking over. You know what I mean?
Nope.
That's the way they should fix it.
You got to make Rollins look strong.
Kirsty Conrad says, creative can't decide whether they want to go campy or serious with Rollins Ambrose. Comes off a bit goofy. And she definitely has a point here. Because they have their kind of blood feud over the fact that they were brothers in the Shield and they worked together for so long.
Right.
But then there's the curb stomp through the cinder blocks. It's like, wow, he just tried to kill that guy and we worked with for so long. But now it's goofy, and Dean is dressed like a fucking cop, and he stole a car, and YouTube cleared him of his charges. Like, Kirsty definitely has a point.
No, for
there.
sure, definitely.
So we get this
doubt.
tag match right now. How'd you feel about the match itself?
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it before.
Seen it a lot of times, so I don't have an exorbitant amount of things to say about it.
Right, but it was good. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Highlight
of the match for me, Seth doing the springboard flying knee.
Mm-hmm.
When that move connects, it looks fantastic. But when he misses that move, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the
misses
matches
it a
they
lot,
had against
too.
Evolution. He jumped and he went to hit it on Triple H, and it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
he just
He
went
got him,
right
though.
past him.
He got him this time.
Tonight he connected with it on Dean,
Yeah.
and even going back in slow motion, it looked amazing.
Yep.
I love that move when it works. You know what I'm saying? But
I totally agree. And in this match, Dean Ambrose actually pinned Seth Rollins. So if that happens at the WWE Elimination Chamber, we'll have ourselves a new champion, you know?
Hey,
That's
it
the
definitely
rules.
could
That's
happen.
the rules.
And I like the way he got it. It wasn't even a decisive thing. Like Dean,
Right.
he reversed Seth's finisher at whatever the hell his new finisher is called. Have you noticed they've been just like avoiding his finisher altogether? They stuck him with the pedigree,
Yeah.
which has storyline purposes,
Right.
but they never even gave his like forward sweep
Mhm.
DDT. They didn't even give it a name because they knew it was just like, we need to figure something out here.
Yeah.
Ricky Schmidt says, I don't get why all the stuff with Ambrose has to get hokey and dumb after a certain point. And I think it's because what are they supposed to do with him? He's the lunatic fringe, you know, that's how they market him all the time. So he has to do stuff that's wild and crazy, like breaking out of jail and showing up dressed as a cop.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that as hokey, he might just come off like a serial murderer.
Because they
Like if he shows up dressed as a cop and bursts through the fucking Titantron and crashes the truck and he's covered in blood, it's like, oh, he just killed 11 cops on Memorial Day.
right. Because
You have to be kind of silly with it.
yeah, because he is supposed to be a face.
Yeah.
So like they kind of like a lunatic face.
Mhm.
That's kind of hard to do without being a little silly.
I agree. Sam Fricky says, I dig Ambrose and Rollins being long-term bros. And I guess they were long-term bros, but what is he talking about? They
Yeah, I
hated
don't
each
really
other
know.
forever now.
I don't know.
Before we go on to the next bit, which according to my notes was a promo for Owens versus Cena,
Okay.
I want to talk about this fucking KFC commercial that played. It only played one time tonight. It's not like when they would do the Domino's commercial of the people in the office, but they have a guy dressed as Colonel Sanders. And he's like, I am Colonel Sanders. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You are not Colonel Sanders. This is some bullshit. Colonel Sanders is doing his Stu Hart impression right next to Stu Hart. They were buried together. They may have been buried on top of each other. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how they do it. Call a lawyer.
That'd
We'll
be
figure it
that'd
out.
be weird.
But he's like, you take your chicken and you dip it in the sauce. And then the commercial's over. It's the weirdest fucking commercial. It's not even that it's weird. It's just fucking terrible. I don't like it. And I like KFC. KFC is hot garbage. It's cold garbage, which is worse. You know when when the garbage can starts to leak and that juice comes out and you're going down the street and you're like, it smells like garbage juice. I can't deal with this.
Is that what they cook KFC in?
No, that's just what that commercial and company is as a whole.
Oh.
So we got a promo right now for Kevin Owens versus John Cena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this promo?
I don't really remember it. I don't remember this happening.
Okay. Before we talk about that, Kirsty Conrad has a good point. She says that Seth and Ambrose have good chemistry in the ring and they seem to enjoy ribbing each other in the ring.
Oh,
Bless the human centipede ribbing.
yeah.
That was fucking
That
funny.
was funny.
Coulter says Dean Ambrose straight out of Compton. Sam Fricky says, fuck you guys. He's mad at us. You know what I mean?
I don't know what about.
I think I know why he's mad because you got that whole bottle of water and you said you were going to pound it for the camera and you haven't been pounding
I
it.
never said that.
We talked earlier and you said that you were going to pound it for the camera and I said,
didn't
careful,
say that.
you're going to spill it. So here he goes. Here. I was totally right.
Embarrassing. Now I'm soaked.
I knew that was going to happen.
I think I need to.
You got to dry that shirt off.
All right. Let me go throw this in the dryer really
This
quick.
is what happens when you have a show like Raw Talks Live and a guy says that he's gonna drink a whole bottle of water during the show.
I never said it. You made up lies and said I said it, and so then I had to do it because I'd look like a liar. And a pussy.
I don't think that's what happened. I don't think that's what happened at all. You know what I mean? Go dry your shirt. What are you doing?
Well,
I'll get out of the way for you. The whole set's falling apart. The whole show is in trouble. I think that's. We're supposed to be talking about Raw here. Jesus Christ. Here we go. So they air the promo for Kevin Owens versus John Cena. I love the way that they're handling this feud. I thought this was
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I don't really remember the promo.
It basically just recapped what's happened.
Okay.
John Cena's got the U.S. title and all these things, and they show Owens come out, basically leave him for dead. And then later on in the night, we pick it up when John Cena comes out and he talks about it.
Right.
But we'll get to that later.
Of course.
In the meantime, I like that we're being reminded about it early in the show. That was funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, where do we go from here? Because according to my notes, we've got Rusev versus Truth.
That too.
I may have fucked up.
Did the backstage segment with Ambrose happen before that?
Oh, yeah. You know what? It definitely did.
Okay, so we need to talk about that.
Coulter says he's going to make a gif of the artist banging his shirt off his legs.
I wasn't banging off my legs. I was just waving it.
He's just waving it, just trying to air dry it.
Yeah, and it worked pretty well.
You look like you had a weird birthmark on your belly there. We got to look at that later. Got to call a doctor.
I mean, it's been there it's been there my whole life.
Ricky Schmidt says Wade Keller can confirm that Stu Hart and Colonel Sanders do share a casket. If Wade Keller
They actually
says
share
it,
a casket.
yeah, they're very. Are you farting live on the air?
No, is it
That
like a
was
two-man
disgusting.
casket?
That
Or
was
is it a
fucking-
one-man casket that they stuff two bodies in?
You just farted right through your words.
Shut up. That never happened. You're making shit up again.
Did you think that was going to be quiet?
No. Oh.
So, we got Rusev versus Truth.
Well, the Ambrose thing.
God damn it. Okay, so Dean's backstage and J&J come up to him.
Yeah.
And Jamie is talking about, I got your contract right here. And Joey the whole time is just nodding because he doesn't fucking say words.
He hasn't talked.
No, he doesn't talk at
He's
all.
a mute.
He's not a mute. He talks when the time is right. He waits for it. You know what I mean? He's an opportunist. He's
Oh.
like Edge.
I don't think he's talked in like months.
Yeah, he's finding his spot. He's cooking.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
When he talks, it's
It's going to be
something
huge.
good.
Joey Mercury talking should be the main event of WrestleMania 32. We should have Undertaker versus Cain Velasquez on that card. Ronda Rousey versus Damian Duragdow. And Joey Mercury with a microphone. That's WrestleMania 32. That fills 100,000 seats right
What's
there.
he going to say?
Michael John says, this show was brutal tonight. I love Ambrose, but he seems too much like a bad cartoon character. A PG Stone Cold that makes me cringe. I've heard people say that before. You are the most disgusting fucking person in the world.
I disagree.
I can't even talk about the fucking show.
Let's move on.
And you're farting right in my mouth.
Let's move on.
I can taste it. You ate an ice cream sandwich tonight, didn't you?
Two.
So Ambrose is backstage with J&J. He ends up beating the shit out of both of them. And then a cameraman just like runs into them.
Yeah.
And then Dean punches the cameraman.
Yeah, because something hit him from behind, so he turned around and punched him. I would have done the same thing. I can't blame him.
And what's driving me crazy about it is I knew what they were doing right away when he punched him. Like, okay, he's getting taken away tonight, and he shows up later. He signs the contract. Spoilers, but Raw's over. What I didn't like about this segment was Dean was standing over his corpse, and the guys on the ground just going like, he was like selling his nose.
Yeah.
Not even just like, oh, like I got whiplash when you punched me, or ow, you punched me in the forehead. He was just like holding his nose like he was a child who was about to jump into water. It was just stupid. But they stayed on it way too long. Like
Him standing over
Dean
on it,
over
yeah.
this cameraman. They watched him for like 40 seconds, and Dean's just going,
I didn't mean to do that. Come on.
I think you're gonna be okay. Kirsty Conrad says, ever since Orton cut him off pre-Mania, Mercury hasn't talked. So before WrestleMania. It's been like 2.5 months. Ricky Schmidt says, can you ask the artist if he has any masks left from his time as El Generico?
No.
None at all?
You could just never mind.
Captain McKay says Owens was totally circumstantial to the whole thing, of course. But he's talking about his earlier comment. I think my favorite part of Kevin Owens recently is the fact that Samoa Joe showed up on NXT. So Captain McKay's favorite part about Owens is Samoa Joe. That's great. I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So now can we talk about Rusev and Truth?
Yes.
We have nothing to say about this. Rusev just murdered him.
It wasn't about the match.
Rusev hit Truth with a super kick that nearly killed him. It almost knocked him white. Like, it was fucked up.
That's fucked up.
If there was ever a time for them to use their slow motion technology, it was for that kick, and they didn't fucking do it at all. So he kills Truth, and then he calls out Lana.
Yeah.
What happened?
Lana comes out, and at first, things were going okay. It seemed like they were making up.
Mhm.
She was like, everything I've done, everything I do it for you.
Yeah.
What song is that? There's a song because I kept trying to sing it while she was saying that.
I didn't hear you sing at all.
Oh, well, you weren't paying attention because I sang it like that line like 3 times.
Sing how you think it would sound.
Everything I do it for you.
That could be like 20 different songs.
I know.
That's got to be more than 20.
I feel like it's like a police song or something, but I don't know.
No, the police sing Roxanne.
Is that their only song?
Yeah. Give me a Roxanne impression.
Roxanne.
Yeah, that's the Police.
I know that's the Police.
That's their only one. Because then Sting left and signed with TNA. You know?
It's the same guy.
Yeah, duh. Jesus Christ.
I guess I've never seen him with his paint off, so.
No, you haven't. So Lana and Rusev are in the ring. And this was a great moment because my dad calls me. And he's talking about, he goes, you realize that they're both speaking perfect English? Like they're from the United States? Because they are. I mean, they are from the United States. And I'm like, yeah. And I can't remember what else he said that was really fucking funny. He's like, they speak clearer than Triple H and Stephanie do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they totally do. He called me during the Kane Rollins Ambrose Reigns match too. He goes, you know, I think if asshole gets in trouble tonight, Kane's not going to help him. And I was like, yeah, there's a good chance of it. He was just like, because I don't think he likes him. And I go, no, he doesn't. He goes, because he's a fucking asshole. My dad just doesn't like Seth Rollins.
I know.
You
Well,
what I mean?
I can't blame him. He's a fucking dick.
He is a dick.
What a dick.
So, Rusev and Lana are talking back and forth. Oh, Ricky Schmidt says that that's Bryan Adams. Captain McKay. Oh, hold on. Captain McKay says Bryan Adams, everything I do. Ricky Schmidt says some Michael Bolton bullshit, I think. Captain McKay says Michael Bolt is not bullshit. So we've definitely got some heat between the Dan-Dans in the chat.
That's what I like to see, guys.
You know what I
Keep
mean?
it up. Keep it up.
So my favorite part about this thing is Rusev and Lana in their ring. Rusev's trying to rekindle their relationship.
He's kind of apologetic. Like,
A little.
He wasn't saying I'm sorry, but he was like, it was like somewhere between apologetic and forgiving. Like, I'm ready to forgive you if you know.
If
like,
you're willing
let's
to work
just
at this.
clear the air. I want this. I want you back in my life, babe.
Ricky Schmidt says I need to have my dad on this show. My dad was on the 616 Entertainment Podcast, episode 52, which you should track down right when we're done here and listen to it, because it's fucking fantastic. But I'll talk to my dad. Maybe we can get him on this show.
He goes to bed too early. But
No, not anymore.
really?
Yeah.
Is he up now?
Yeah. We can figure it
Think
out.
so? I
Yeah.
think he's probably in bed right now.
No, he's been staying up later. Let me talk about this fucking segment, all right?
Oh.
My favorite part about this segment is Rusev and Lana are in the ring together, and Rusev is just like, I knew when we met that we had the same dreams, and we can accomplish our dreams together. So he meets this girl, and the first thing he realizes is, oh, we both hate America. Oh man, me and this girl can destroy that entire country. So that's what I got out of that. And he goes, I know you too want to crush USA. It's like, this is what romantically links us, is the fact, world domination in the name of Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
That to me, I was fucking laughing so hard.
That was funny.
I think that was funny. And the cheap heat of him just being like a male misogynist asshole was so goddamn funny.
Yeah, what did he say exactly?
He just basically was, what he was basically saying was, I put men in the accolade to beat the women off my dick.
There was one line though, I can't remember. I forgot to write it down. But like I feel like it was when he was being nice. He said something just like super sexist. But I can't remember.
Yeah, he was doing that the whole time.
I know. But
like a woman must know her place.
Yeah, but there's one. But who cares? So, but they're about to like rekindle and like hug and and he was like, you just gotta say those three magic words.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, what's that? Like, I love you. They don't seem like the I love you type, you know.
I thought his three magic words were going to be I am sorry. He was going to make her apologize
I thought
for
that
fucking
too.
him over. But instead, his three words were
I was wrong.
And Lana,
I think she would have said I am sorry. I think she would have said I am sorry.
I do have a slight issue with the fact that Lana just went along with it. Like, after listening to his super misogynistic tirade, she was just kind of like, well, he does have a point. She was this close to hugging him and, like, making it official that they're back together. And then she draws the line in the sand and admitting she was wrong.
Well,
so she has no problem being with a womanizing piece of shit.
Well, yeah.
Like sexist.
She's still got some stuff to work through.
Yeah, she needs some help.
She's got to go to therapy,
She needs to get hooked up with the therapy guy that Stephanie hooked Brie up with last week.
Oh.
See, that would be helpful. Kirsty Conrad says if they do get back together, they need to have an America-hating montage, which is fantastic. Josh Spears says, hey, Sting, I have that Sting shirt too, #brothers. My favorite one, not my favorite, because I already said my favorite part about this segment was, I love how Rusev tries to get back together with him and say, I am sorry. And she says, no, or I'm wrong. She says, no, I'm not wrong. You were wrong. You're a coward. When it just made me think of how, Kirsty Conrad said, he said he owned her. He said he owned her at one point. You fucked up, Kirsty. Proofread your shit. That was pretty
fantastic.
It was. I definitely agree. But fix your spelling next time. Because grammatically, that's fucked up, and it threw me for a loop. Rusev here, in my opinion, was acting like Dewey Cox. Remember the scene where she's like, Dewey, if you rip that sink off the wall, I'm leaving you. And he rips it off the wall. I'm leaving you. No! It was like you were this close. Like you were back together. Why did you have to push it farther? So I wrote down Rusev as Dewey Cox. I love this. So then Lana stands her ground. She's not getting back together with this misogynistic asshole. Goes back up the stage, and then here comes Mr. Dang Zangler.
Dave Zoloft.
Dolph Ziggler comes out, and he puts a smooch right on the lips of old Lana there. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I love it.
Where did here?
Let
me draw where she kissed him.
No face tattoos.
No face tattoos. Here, I'll make you the Joker.
So I get all turned on when they kiss, man. It's just like two pretty people kissing. I'm like, yeah.
You're getting all boned up.
I'm into this big time.
See, now that means I got to keep an eye on you when we're watching Raw, because I can't have you over there watching Ziggler giving yourself the zigzag.
I'm not beating off or nothing. I'm just like,
If you were at home, you might be.
But I'm not at home. And Rusev, though, is freaking the fuck out.
Coulter said, yeah, he is free. At one point, he grabs the ropes and he started shaking him like the Ultimate Warrior. Coulter says Walk Hard is the greatest fucking movie, and he's not wrong.
It's a great movie. I love that movie. I have it.
That was one of the things I said could be a closer for this show, is Jack White as Elvis. Look out, man. Well, there's two kinds of people know it. Chinese and the king. One of them me. So they're coming out, Jiggle, to come out and say that. Look out, man. That was the part. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're going long on this segment here. Let's wrap it up real quick. So you can't be putting your elbow in my face like that. That's the kind of shit that happens on Raw Talks Live. So, what I think is going to happen here, at Elimination Chamber, it comes down to Rusev and Ziggler for the IC title, and Lana turns on Ziggler. I think this whole thing is a ruse. Lana is going to remain a heel. They're going to keep cooking this shit. They're cooking.
Okay.
And eventually this is going to lead to a face turn. But I don't think now is the time.
Okay.
I like Lana. I think she definitely has room to run as a face. Well, she has the ability to run as a face. The thing is, I don't think she has room right now. That's my problem. Because Lana's a face, what is she going to do? She's just going to be with the guy who's feuding against Rusev.
Right.
So every Rusev feud is just going to be Rusev versus Lana. I don't think they want to do that right now.
No.
I think there's a lot farther they can go with this.
No, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
And I think Rusev and Lana together are worth $1 million.
Yes.
And then eventually down the line, when they do start to have odds again, everyone's just like, oh, don't trust Lana. We've seen this before. Yeah. And then she comes through big.
Trueness.
Trueness.
Truth.
Are you a 9/11 truther? Dolph Ziggler can't mount steel beams. Where'd we go after this? Are you dying? Are you
almost?
Ricky Schmidt says Booker T is the greatest of all time.
So we have a backstage segment with Dean Ambrose, and the cameraman.
Hold on. Josh Spears says Lana's with the dork of all assholes, Dolph. Josh Spears, you can go fuck yourself, because Dolph Ziggler is the fucking man. And if you don't like Dolph Ziggler, you don't like this show. You know? That's all I got to say about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
You bet.
Yeah, until he insults Dolph Ziggler again.
Dean Ambrose is backstage, and then the cameraman, he's talking to Triple H, I think. The cameraman and some security guards come, and he's like, is this the man that assaulted you? And the guy was like, yeah, but I don't know. And then Seth was like, shut up. Just go along with it. And then they arrest Dean Ambrose, take him away in jail, put him in the paddy wagon.
6742, I got some cameraman punching going on. We can't have this guy punching cameramen. You got to go to your local library.
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 And One thing I was wondering is why did they have to put the siren on when they were going, like, while they were still in the building?
The thing that made it funny to me was the siren was piped in.
Duh.
It wasn't even a real
know.
siren.
But still.
Captain McKay says Booker T recovered from being G.I. Bro and is still the man. So yeah, he pretty much is the greatest of all time. Josh Spears says Dolph Ziggler is fine, but Lana getting stuck with Dolph is the worst idea of all time. I think you're wrong. I don't think it's the worst idea of all time.
No.
But A Squared Game Review says, I like how much just being with Dean Ambrose gets Reigns over. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
You stick him with somebody that the people like.
And he's trying to help him, too.
Yeah.
He's not even.
That's why, like, I had a thing, and this is what I was going to say about the final segment later, was when we're watching it live, I go, why is Roman letting him sign the contract? Why did he hand him the contract? You know what would have been really cool is if he hands Dean the contract, and Dean is just like, thanks, man, we're in this spear.
Yeah.
And then Roman signs the contract and throws it at Dean. And people are just like, oh, we're getting Seth versus Roman. And then Dean wakes up, and he was just like, you asshole, and he signs it too. And then you've got a Shield triple threat. But like I've said before,
yeah, they don't want to give that away.
If they do that, I want that done at WrestleMania.
Yeah, not at Elimination Chamber.
Coulter says, Mr. Cameraman, where did the mean man touch you? So, what ends up happening is he gets arrested. We covered that. Dean is bye-bye. He's no more.
He's gone forever. He's going to face charges and go to a maximum facility prison.
I'm going to miss him.
Security.
A Squared Game Review says, you know WWE thinks that when Ambrose is getting cheered with Reigns, that they think it's Reigns getting cheered.
Yeah.
He also says, nice Halloween collection. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming by. I don't recognize your name, but I'm glad you're here. You know what I'm saying?
We love you.
We love you big time. According to my notes, we got Barrett versus Ryback up next.
Oh, this was a great one.
It's the King versus the big guy.
The Badango.
Badango. What did the banana say to the hot dog?
Badango.
Go back a couple episodes if you want to know the introduction of that joke, the origin of that joke. What I wrote down for this match was, oops, because we paused the show to eat dinner.
Yep.
And then we came back, and I was just like, we're only a couple minutes behind. I'll just fast forward. When we'll be caught up. We'll be live again. And we skipped the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
What I know happened was Ryback apparently won clean with a shell shock.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Moving on. According to my notes, we got Entourage backstage with the Authority.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this? What happened?
I remember the Divas part. I remember what they said with the
That was
Authority.
the second time.
I don't.
They're with the Authority, and it's basically, it was just a terrible pre-tape of Stephanie going something about, oh, we love your show and the movie, and then Vinny is just like, you know, we got sports stars in it too, and we've got movie people, and the other guy's like, we got Krognak in it and Tom Brangy, and I'm just like, who the fuck are these people that they're talking about? And one guy goes, Ronda Rousey, I was in the cage with her. I know you know what that's like, Steph. And then they're all just kind of like, dude, don't talk about that.
She doesn't like that lady.
My main observation here was E looks fucking old. That guy looks old.
Which one is he?
E is the one who looked old and soft and like he was the old man hanging out with the cool
Matt
kids.
Dillon's brother?
No, that's Johnny Drama. E is the short.
He's the small one.
Yeah,
who just doesn't.
He's the only one there who looks like a dad.
See, I don't even think he looks like a dad. I just think he looks like a fucking so he just doesn't belong.
No, he doesn't belong because he's the dad hanging out with the boys, and he wants
See, I didn't even think he looked that like an old man. I just thought he looked like a dork.
Christian Glenza says Badango, and A Squared Game Review says I am new here, just a wrestling nerd. Yeah, we are too. That's why we're glad you're here. And he says it's funny because it's food. So Entourage is backstage. All I wrote down was terrible in all caps. I wrote in caps lock, and I wrote terrible.
Well, what stuck out to me is that they're referencing Ronda Rousey again.
Yeah,
which to me seems like they at least want to do something in the future. If they're reminding us of her, that they have heat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Josh Spears says, I was hoping Turtle was going to answer the U.S. Open Challenge. It wouldn't be any worse than when John Cena gave Kevin Federline an AA in the middle of the ring. That's the thing that happened. Sam Fricky says E is the manlet. And I think Sam Fricky missed a big part of the show earlier because he didn't say anything about it.
I don't know what that means.
The
What is a
manlet?
manlet?
I don't know. I'm just saying Sam Fricke missed the most important bit of our show because he was probably off, jerking off stalefish somewhere.
Well, you're gonna want to rewatch.
Kirsty Conrad says it wasn't interesting if you were not an Entourage fan. Super lame. And I agree. I saw probably 4 or 5 episodes of Entourage in my life. I don't know what fucking season it was. They were kind of funny. It was never a show that I ever want to like get into or anything. But this segment was dog shit. That movie looks like dog shit. That movie's going to flop big time. That movie's going to lose a lot of money. That's my prediction right now.
I don't want to talk about Entourage.
Oh, Captain McKay says, I take it Jeremy Piven wasn't there. And they actually made a joke. Matt Dillon's brother, Johnny Drama, was like, Jeremy Piven would have been here, but, he's getting ready for Summerfest. Which is because years ago, Jeremy Piven he celebrity hosted a Raw, and he was just like, who's ready for Summerfest? And it was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And he's just he's a jerk off.
That's a funny callback.
So where are we going?
Stardust versus Neville
in
a match.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Ricky Schmidt says Federline beat Cena in a match, which I hope that's true. I don't fucking know. I didn't watch back then because it was garbage.
How did...
Britney Spears came out with her head shaved in an umbrella, but it was Danny DeVito's penguin umbrella, and she shot him full of holes, and then Federline pinned him. And then Cena's chest healed like the liquid metal Terminator. Oh, should have been watching.
I don't think so.
That's what happened.
I don't think I should have been watching that if that happened. Stardust versus Neville.
Yeah.
I like both these guys.
Yeah.
So I like that this match was happening. It was cool to see. About halfway through the match, Bo Dallas came out.
He certainly did.
And I said to you, hey, Neville didn't get completely distracted. It wasn't like Bo Dallas came out and Neville's like, oh,
yeah.
I don't like, what's he doing here?
There's someone there. Like, forget that I'm working. Forget I'm in a match right now. There's a guy there. That's what always happens.
He just kept wrestling.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, and then just kept wrestling. I like that. I'm so sick of somebody being so stupid.
What I realized was during this match, Neville is the only guy who every time he makes his entrance, we both go, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time his music hits, every time we see his Tron, we're like, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We're always excited when he comes out. That's a good sign. I think a lot of people feel that way. Also, happy Bo Day. It's Bo Dallas's birthday today. And Roman Reigns' birthday today.
Lots of birthdays.
I hope they got their brown gloves.
They do. Those guys have the brown gloves. Trust me. Oh, come on.
Josh Spears says Bo Dallas is going to be on the fucking pay-per-view. It's Bo time to shine.
Yeah, is this his first pay-per-view match?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
It's his first pay-per-view match in a long time. Christian Galenza says, why didn't... Christian, make your own fucking YouTube account, would you? I'm tired of reading Shayla, and you ain't Shayla. You know what I'm saying? We got some secret identities going on here. Why didn't Finn or Cass or Enzo accept the U.S. Open Challenge? I understand they were in Long Island, but Zach's boring. Because you can't have it be an NXT guy every week. Yeah. Because then it just becomes the NXT versus John Cena Open. Yeah. It's gotta move along. It's gotta be different.
Right.
We've had like 3 NXT guys do it, and we've only had like 8 weeks of this.
Yeah.
It's almost 50% NXT challengers.
And Zack Ryder, like they're never gonna see Zack Ryder ever again after this. So it's like throw him a bone, let him cheer on their hometown guy.
Ricky Schmidt says, January 1st, 2007, Raw. Kevin Federline with Johnny Nitro pinned John Cena in a no DQ match after Umaga with Armando Alejandro Estrada, who I saw at Buffalo Wild Wings one time, interfered and hit the champion in the face with the title belt. Were you there when I ran into Armando Estrada at Buffalo Wild Wings?
No.
I was there with a bunch of people watching a wrestling pay-per-view, and Armando Estrada was sitting right next to us. And as we walk out, first time I noticed him, and it was definitely him. And I look over at him. I was just like, Armando Estrada. And he's like, what? I was like, Estrada. And he goes, no. And it was totally him. He was just big leaguing me because he didn't want to talk to me because he was with people. All I was going to say was, you're the shit, and walk. I'm not going to be like, hey, can you sign eBay things for me? Hey, can you take a picture with me?
Yeah, but
he was just going to be like, hey, man, you're the man, and then walk. That's all. And he fucking big leagued me. So that guy can take it all over his face, you know? Unless he's into that sort of thing, then I don't want him to get it at all.
Just forgive him.
I don't want him to be happy.
Forgive.
He was rude to me.
Forgive and forget.
That was so far off.
It's the wind took it.
So Neville goes over Stardust with the red arrow, clean, and then Bo beats him to death.
Yeah,
with a crowbar.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then he posted a selfie holding a camera.
No.
I actually have a photo of it. Bo, right here.
I don't like this joke.
You don't think that was Bo?
No.
I didn't even open this yet. It's still sealed. That's my Bo Dallas memorabilia collection. You know what I'm saying? Where do we go after that? Tell me what happened on Raw.
Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus again.
I tweeted that if this was a UFC card, it would be called Sheamus versus Ziggler 27. Because we've seen this match so many fucking times.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm tired of it.
Kirsty Conrad says Zach is not boring. He had a pretty sick 450. We're getting there. Don't get ahead of us. The show's moving along. Christian Glenn says I would make a new one, but my channel has 118 subs, and I have lots of people I'm subscribed to. Then just change the name of it to Christian.
Yeah,
instead
you
of
can
Shayla.
change your name.
I'm not trying to get you to lose your subs or anything. I'm not trying to get you to start from scratch. You know what I'm saying?
No, that would be an awful situation.
Yeah.
For that boy to be in.
I would hate for that to happen.
And I don't
Laughing Man just showed up and said a whole bunch of gibberish. But I don't know what that means. But that's cool. I'm glad Laughing Man's here with us. That's weird that I just showed a photo of the Joker and something called Laughing Man shows up and says gibberish. That's pretty odd.
I'm afraid.
The whole system's breaking down.
No, I'm scared.
So Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. I just wrote down boo.
Yeah,
because I'm tired of this
I don't
goddamn
even really
match.
have anything to say about it. I mean, come on.
Ricky Schmidt says, can you guys just recap the Arlovsky-Brown fight? Not right now, but eventually.
Oh.
Maybe towards the end of the show. So you were saying earlier you loved how someone came to the ring and Neville wasn't just like, oh, a person? Oh, let me forget everything I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
In this match, that's exactly what the fuck happened.
No, not exactly. See, I was okay with how it happened this time.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like Rusev came out and Ziggler was just,
yeah.
And then he came up and rolled him up. Rusev came to the ring and Ziggler had to do something about it because he was going to get in. So he kicked him in the face, and then he turned around and Sheamus kicked him in the face. So the way he didn't look like a complete fucking idiot.
No.
Like there was a threat. He had to do something about Rusev. Like
Yeah, I guess you have a point there.
You know what I mean? Like that's how he didn't just lose because he got distracted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't a stupidity thing. It was just there's an incoming threat.
Mm-hmm.
A Squared Game Review says, I'm sick of Rusev using the fucking camel clutch. That's his finisher.
Is that the accolade?
Yeah. What do you want him to do about it? You want him to have a new finisher?
That's his. Yeah.
I think the accolade is great because it shows how fucking strong he is.
Right.
If he gets you in the accolade, you're fucked.
Yep.
And he's going to break you in half. And his grip looked like shit tonight.
Yeah.
My dad said something about his grip that I can't talk about the show right now.
What did he? I can't.
You know what I'm saying. His grip looked bad, but he's still the way he sits on it and the way he pulls guys. It looks good. Yeah. It looks like he's trying to fold them in half. Christian says, I have too many times. My sister changed it back because she used this channel for her email, and it came up and her boss saw it and thought it was weird. Tell your sister to get a new job. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, Christian. I'm glad you're here with us.
What I did like after this happened, after Ziggler lost, Rusev got in the ring and started beating him up. And he put him in the accolade up against the rope.
Excellent.
And Lana was there. And he had him in the thing. And he goes,
Kiss his face!
Kiss him now!
Kiss him now!
Kiss him now, you mean woman.
Laughing Man says, hi, bodas. I'm not really sure what that means, but what's up? I'm glad you're here with us. That was creepy what you just did. I don't know, Laughing Man, if you know that I showed a photo of the Joker and then you pulled that shit. But that was some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the word he's come with, bodas. I never heard that before. I'm a fan of it, and I think he's got a cool name. Ricky Schmidt wants to know if Ahmed Johnson showed up tonight. We're going to talk about it after John Cena comes out with the U.S. Open Challenge.
He's got the channel. He's got that title.
We've definitely got a pattern here where not only does John Cena come out and defend the title, he's going to cut a 6 or 7 minute promo
every fucking time.
And I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it too.
Like, I like when he comes out and he puts over the belt, but he didn't put over the belt at all.
No,
tonight.
he just talked
He
about.
put over his feud, which I liked. Right. So I don't wish that he didn't do a promo tonight because he used the promo perfectly.
Today was fine, but it's every.
It gets repetitive.
Yeah.
But what I really loved about tonight is he used his entire promo to put over Kevin Owens because a lot of guys will say when you come up from NXT, it was either Jim Ross or Stone Cold's podcast said, when you come up from NXT to Raw, a lot of people just don't know you because a lot of people don't watch NXT.
Right.
So John Cena used this whole thing to talk about Kevin Owens this, and like people may not chant Cena sucks. They may chant fight Owens fight.
Right.
So not only is he talking about Kevin Owens and treating him like a threat, but he's also telling the fans, if you want to cheer for him, this is the one you use. This is what the cool fans are going to do.
Yeah.
So he used his whole 6 minutes here to just put over Kevin Owens.
Which was cool.
Which was very cool.
Very nice.
I like that a lot.
Very nice.
It was very well done.
Very, very nice.
You know what I'm saying? So we got John Cena versus the Entourage boys come out with that dad name of E. And they have a plan. What's that plan?
They would just want to introduce somebody.
Oh.
They're not going to fight. They know their limitations.
Yeah, they know that they shouldn't get in there, even though they claim it's their dream to wrestle in a WWE ring. They don't want to get their bones broke.
No, they're mad.
So E says, we got a plan tonight. And out comes fucking Ahmed Johnson and challenges Cena for the U.S. title. He nailed the Pearl River plunge in the middle of the ring 8 seconds into the match. 1, 2, 3. Ahmed Johnson's the new U.S. champ. Right before Elimination Chamber, who saw that shit coming? Percy counter and says he put over Fight Owens fight chant for the casuals. Awesome, which I agree. Ricky Schmidt says, I wish Dan Spivey would come back and beat the shit out of John Cena. He doesn't have to because Ahmed Johnson did it. A Squared Game Review says, yeah, Cena massively put over Owens, which was great. And then he put over Ahmed Johnson and lost the U.S. title. So that was a pretty good segment.
Yeah.
Where'd we go from here? Josh Spears is pointing out that Owens got new shorts. So, okay, we didn't talk about Kevin Owens coming out. After John Cena loses the U.S. title to Ahmed Johnson, Kevin Owens comes out. What's he do?
He beats up John Cena.
He most certainly does.
Just lost.
Most
He
certainly
defeated
does.
man. Disrespected the U.S. title.
He did. He stepped on it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of Owens' new gear. He's got a slick new shirt that instead of saying KO and duct tape, it says Fight Owens Fight.
Fight Owens.
And it's like a proper logo with a cool font.
Yeah.
And his shorts are kind of more MMA style with like white and silver trim. And I think they said Owens rather than just him wearing like fucking black gym shorts. And what I think happened was, I think a lot of people are cool with Kevin Owens looking like an indie wrestler because that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's never been about, oh, I'm a flashy guy who wears trench coats and with sparkles.
Right.
He's about, I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I might murder you and your family, but that's beside the point. But what I feel like happened was he came out and beat up John Cena, and Vince McMahon is probably backstage going, we just let that guy beat up John Cena? He looks like a fucking bum. He can't even afford ring gear. I feel like there's a good chance that's what happened.
Probably.
But obviously they didn't pull the plug on it. They just got him better gear so he looks cooler.
Oh, thank God they did.
Which I'm cool with. I like the new gear. Because he did look like a fucking bum. But if you don't get the fact of what he's doing, I can understand how it comes off a little weird. A Square Game Reviews does say it was an awesome shirt to boot.
It was.
Also,
deal with it.
Ahmed Johnson did not win the U.S. title. He didn't come out tonight. He didn't debut. I worked the marks. The marks worked themselves into a shoot jabroni marks. Coulter knows what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm losing you here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where'd we go next? Zack Ryder went for a sweet 450 tonight. That was pretty cool.
And just pancaked right on his fucking face.
He did.
His dumb face.
How do you feel about Zack Ryder? You're a guy who, you're not really an internet wrestling fan.
Nope.
You don't go on any of the fucking sites. You don't read any of the news.
Nope.
I'll text you and be like, dude, you want to hear the rumor? And because I know you don't read the dirt sheets or anything.
Right.
And I'll be like, rumor is Samoa Joe debuts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you these things. But how do you feel about Zack Ryder being a guy who doesn't have the internet connection to him?
I don't care about him.
Mm-hmm.
But that might just be the WWE's fault.
Yeah.
That they don't ever use him. Like, he's okay. Like, when the couple times I've seen him in the ring, like, he's good, but like, I don't know, his in-ring, like the stuff when he does wrestle, it's not like I'm not like, oh my God, I got to see more of this guy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand like why people love him, but I don't think he's terrible. So I think they could use him more.
Mm-hmm. Coulter says artists don't even go on the 616 board anymore. You're getting called the fuck out live on the
I
air.
don't give a fuck.
Why don't you hang out with the Danans anymore?
We're hanging out right now, guys.
It's not the same.
Is this not enough?
Captain McKay says,
I'm
as a
only
guy
one
who
man.
doesn't watch Raw, I feel betrayed that I went all over Google looking for Ahmed Johnson returns post.
You got him.
I loved it.
Got him.
Got him. And something came in the mail today. Open it up and it's Ahmed Johnson. Ricky Schmidt says, so the artist doesn't read The Observer? I post that shit every week for you people. The artist doesn't even go on the board. So, because you don't even know that there's a thread that just says, fuck the artist. And it's like 11
Yes,
pages
I do.
long now. You didn't know that it got resurrected because it died for a while. Coulter says, what do you mean, you people? Where do we go after this?
A Divas match. We had Paige versus Tamina.
This shit sucked.
It's bad.
Tamina sucks. And I'm not trying to put the Divas down or anything. What I am trying to put down right now is the fucking writers, because there was the whole give Divas a chance movement. And the Divas got more time on Raw. They were having matches that went from we start, commercial break, we come back, and they're still wrestling, which was unheard of. We had that for maybe a month or two, and that shit's out the fucking window.
Yeah,
They got 6 minutes on the last pay-per-view. They had 3 minutes tonight on Raw. That's it.
3 minutes.
And like, I don't like to make fun of wrestlers or anything because obviously I'm not a wrestler. I'm not out there. I can't claim to be better than everyone. But Tamina sucks, man. Tamina's not good.
No.
Like, she can go out there and do the role of, you know, like I'm the tough girl.
Enforcer.
Don't fuck with me. I'm the enforcer.
Right.
But that's about it.
In a match.
Yeah.
Like just a one-on-one match. That's not gonna work.
Kirsty Conrad says fucking Tamina. She dragged Paige down. And like, this was one of the worst Paige matches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And she was with Tamina.
Yeah.
Coulter says, I'll take on the artist in a shoot fight, to be honest.
Name the fucking date.
You think you could beat him?
Yeah. But you know what, though? He's a minor, so I'll go to jail. So
Not if it's sanctioned. Burnout Inc. says, okay, wait, I missed Rob. What's this about Ahmed Johnson? So Ahmed Johnson tonight was with the Entourage guys, answered the U.S. Open Challenge, and beats John Cena for the title, the U.S. title. Pearl River plunge in the middle of the ring. Nobody fucking saw it coming. And then Kevin Owens comes out, shakes hands with Ahmed Johnson, and Ahmed Johnson left. So Kevin Owens beat up John Cena. So there is no U.S. title match at Elimination Chamber. It's not champion versus champion anymore. Unless John Cena retires and then Ahmed Johnson.
What if Cena wins and he wins the NXT title?
I mean, there's a chance that could happen. No, it's not for the title. You know what I mean? So the Divas match sucked. Where do we go from here?
The New Day came out and they were like, this fucking shit where we gotta fight in an elimination chamber with 5 tag teams. This is bullshit. I don't want to fucking deal with this. It's not fair. And King comes out and is like, hey, it's completely fair. You have the same chance as everyone. What's unfair is what's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
And all of the tag teams that are in the elimination chamber, you're going to fight them in a handicap 3-on-10 match. Yeah.
So what I wrote down is, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why is Kane coming out and fucking over the New Day?
I don't know.
I don't understand that at all. It was really for the sake of just being, let's get all the teams in the ring. Yeah, but they could have accomplished the same thing with less confusion if the New Day was out there just talking about, like, it doesn't matter that we're at a chamber match with all these guys, because really none of them are going to be able to compete with us anyway. Right. Put us in elimination chamber, put us in Hell in a Cell, put us in a ladder match. The New Day will rise above because of positivity. Yeah. That's all it needed to be, and then every team comes out and they all get into a fight.
Right, just a brawl.
Yeah.
Not an actual match.
So we got some shit going on in the chat here, where A Squared Game Review says, I don't think you can sanction a minor to fight an adult. But see, if we sanction it under 616 entertainment rules, we can definitely make that happen. Coulter wants to fight you on June 16th of next year.
How old will he be?
Coulter, by then I think he'll be legal. But what we have to talk
about... Let's do it, you fuck!
What we need to talk about here is the fact that June 16th of this year, which is less than a month away, the Season 2 premiere of Top 5 with Sal Melendez. If you guys didn't see it on the 616 Entertainment Facebook page, the promo was up. Top 5 Monsters is the season premiere. Sal Melendez is back. And the show looks like shit. It looks fucking terrible. But that's besides the point.
What do you expect?
I don't know why I'm plugging his show right now. You know what I mean?
Because it's on our channel.
Winception, which is a name I don't recognize, but I'm glad he's here with us. It's champion versus champion, but not for a championship. That's definitely true.
That's weird.
It is. So
it's not for the U.S. title.
Christian Galenza may have just thrown a massive spoiler in our chat, so don't read it if you don't want to know it. But Christian, if that's true, don't fucking do that. If you read a spoiler, don't go spoiling shit for anybody else. And this is a shoot. I don't like spoilers. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to experience that when it happened, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat would have too. So I'll forgive you for it, but don't ever do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Winception says, what is Kane's storyline here? He doesn't have one. We were talking about that tonight. I asked the same thing about Roman Reigns. Like, what the fuck is Roman doing? He murdered the Big Show. The Big Show killed himself.
Yeah, after that, he was involved in the title thing. Now he's aimless.
Oh, Josh Spears is a good point. Kane hates the positivity because he's a negative Nancy. You see? I guess you can tie it together like that. So there's a chance that that's the way it goes. Bird Out Inc. So did Ahmed Johnson get bitten by a cast member from the Jersey Shore and turn into Zack Ryder? Yes. Ricky Schmidt. It's not Joe. It's not. Joe Owens was non-title. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? So we got the New Day in the 10-on-3 tag match.
Yeah.
Clusterfuck.
Day won by DQ because they all...
So technically New Day won.
Yeah, they won.
Coulter says artists should get sideburns, and I think you should go and watch some of our videos from 2009 through 11, and you'll see his fantastic sideburns because they were great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where'd we go after this? We got the tag match. We're getting towards the end of the show here.
It was the main. Well, it wasn't. If you can call it a main event.
Yeah.
But it was the contract signing,
right?
Oh wait. What was it booked as? What was happening in the ring?
The final segment?
Yeah.
They were just basically coming out saying like, "Oh, poor Dean."
Okay, because it wasn't a contract signing because they didn't expect him to be here. And then what do you know? Fucking Dean Ambrose. Oh, first of all, though, we gotta talk about a YouTube video surfaced of.
Christian says he removed it. I appreciate it.
Good man. A YouTube video surfaced of the cameraman filming the fight between the J&J security and Dean Ambrose. And in the video, it's seen that Seth Rollins comes up behind the cameraman and shoves him like fucking hard. The guy like almost completely falls down on Dean Ambrose. Now I have a couple questions. Okay, first of all, the cameraman earlier in the segment when he was talking,
I may have felt
he was like,
someone
I could have sworn somebody like shoved me or something. Like he fucking knocked him down.
He borderline double-legged him the way DC did to Anthony Johnson at the UFC fight.
And it's just like, I don't know, something hit. I felt something behind me. Like I'm not sure. And second of all, who took that YouTube video?
That's the best part to me is like if that guy is there and he's filming the YouTube video, why wouldn't when Jeans punches the cameraman, and Jeans goes like, "What are you doing?" Why wouldn't the guy filming it just be like, he'd just be like, "Seth was there. Yo, Seth pushed him. That's what happened." Why wouldn't he be like, "Yo, I got this video. It'll show you right here that Seth."
What was the guy doing there? Like filming a cameraman filming a segment?
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's a great point. Kirsty Conrad says it was like a 90s storyline with the 2015 technology. She means 2015, but she fucked up again. Every time she fucks up, I'm going to point out her grammatical errors. It really was. It was definitely a 90s move. But, like, you can't get away with that anymore because it doesn't make sense.
I don't get how it's a 90s thing.
They used to do shit all the time where just be like, "Oh, a mix-up happened," and then later in the show they'd be like, "This is what caused the mix-up." Okay. But they tried to take that formula and add in YouTube and cell phones, and it's just like, if that guy was there, why wouldn't he just be like, "Yo, Seth did that"?
Yeah, it's like in Seinfeld. There's like so many issues that happen in Seinfeld that would just be cleared up today because of cell phones and stuff.
A Squared Game Review says that video looked as good as all the Bigfoot sightings on YouTube. No, the video was crystal fucking clear. That's one of the big problems with it.
Fuck.
Ricky Schmidt says Artist versus Coulter 616 rules equals Coulter via round 1 TKO
via headbutts and dick kicks.
Yeah. How do you think you'd do against Coulter in a shoot fight?
I'd kick his ass.
You think so?
Yeah.
What would your strategy be? Are you coming out standing, or are you going to take him down? You're going to work the jits? What's your move here?
I don't know. I'll just fill it out.
That's not a good plan. I'm going to be your corner man for this fight. You know what that means? That means Coulter doesn't stand a fucking chance in hell.
Yeah. I'm just going to give him a fucking spinning back kick.
To the gut?
To the
face?
chest.
Oh, to the chin. You're gonna give him that shit that killed Terry.
I'm going to take his head off.
Cut his head off
with my boot.
Yeah. Josh Spears says Seth Rollins should have been wearing a mask. Same gear and all, but just a mask to make it even more 90s.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things was we were at a live Raw. I don't know if you were there. I was there.
Okay.
And Cody and Goldust came out of the crowd. It was during the time that they were fired. And they were trying not to be noticed. Like they had hoodies on and shit. But Goldust's face was painted. Like if he was trying not to get noticed, why wouldn't he have the hoodie on and the hood up? And he was just like, yo, hold up. Like, let me paint my face. No one's going to know, though, because I got a hood on. Mm-hmm. Coulter says he's going to kick your ass. But we'll talk about that at a later date. So what happens is the authorities in the ring, and they're talking about, oh, poor Jeans. He's not going to get the title shot. And then Ramin Rans comes in.
Yes.
And what does he do?
Did he was like, I'll sign the contract or something.
I don't remember.
What did he say? What was his
I think
deal?
Roman just came out because he was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't fucked over my boy.
It was just,
how dare you?
Yeah. Fuck everyone who ever lived. He didn't say that.
No.
He doesn't want me to go fuck myself.
Mm-mm.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
And so they're there, and then I thought fucking Cesaro was going to come out with that siren.
Yeah.
But no, it's just Dean Ambrose driving a cop truck with a cop truck with a cop uniform on.
Yeah.
Driving right into the Raw.
And it's so clear with HD cameras and shit nowadays that it's like we're looking right at Dean Ambrose. And JBL's going, who's driving that? Who's driving that truck?
Yeah, but
Booker's like, oh, I don't know. It's like it's fucking Dean Ambrose.
But
you know what he looks like.
They weren't looking at the Titantron. They were just looking at
the monitor that's even closer to their face.
No, they were looking at the truck.
It was backstage. They had to have been looking at the truck.
No, it was coming up the ramp.
Yeah, but they were talking about this while he was still backstage.
Who cares?
Captain McKay is going to be the referee for your fight. So there you go.
All right. He's a good man.
Do you trust him implicitly? So Jeans Ambrose comes out. Officer Jeans is in the building.
Yeah.
What's he do?
He gets in the ring and is like, I'm going to sign it. You can't. Like, it's still within the time limit. And then everyone starts fighting.
Matt Villainy says was fully expecting Reigns to sign the contract himself, which is kind of what I was talking about. Reigns either lets Dean sign it, spears him, and then he signs it. It was just like, sorry, bro, but you would have done the same thing. Or spears him and then signs it, and then Gene signs it too. You know, there's all sorts of possibilities they could have gone with here, and they didn't go with any of them. They just went cut and dry. No surprises here. Ricky Schmidt says, to be frank, JBL's pretty fucking hammered by the end of Raw. Kirsty Connor said it was simultaneously awful and awesome as a segment. I agree. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it before. Kurt Angle with the milk truck. Austin with the beer truck. All sorts of shit. Even when Jeans came out as the hot dog man and he put ketchup and mustard all over everyone. He's done this shit before. I thought it was funny. I liked how he still had the Billy Club on his thing.
Just the fact that he like stole a cop car.
Yeah, it's fucking
and just
fantastic.
got away with it. Like there was not gonna be any consequences.
The best line was Michael Cole going, "That YouTube video cleared the charges."
So he can steal a cop car?
Yeah, he's still gonna have to answer for stealing the hat, the jacket, the gear, the handcuffs, and the fucking truck, the paddy wagon. Like, there's a lot to answer for. YouTube is not gonna clear that.
No. Or this happened, which might be more ridiculous. Is the cops saw it and were like,
the YouTube video.
Yeah, they saw the YouTube video and they're like, oh, you're free to go. But he goes, I need to get back to sign that contract. And now the cops could have just driven it back.
Yeah.
But for some reason they're like, here, just take my clothes and get there, man. You got a job.
It's like a movie. It might as well have been a fucking Spider-Man movie. Yo, Jeans, I don't like him either. Take the paddy wagon. Race them wrong. Hey, take my Billy Club. Anyone gives you a problem, you give him a rap on the head. That's how Raw ended tonight.
And I just picture like the cop standing in his underwear, like as Dean is driving away. He's like, "You get him, man."
The Mad Villainy says it's not Dean Ambrose. It's just a picture of Dean Ambrose. Oh man, that's pretty good. Captain McKay's got a new video coming, so everyone should click on his channel and subscribe to it. Kirsty Conrad says from Corey Graves' Twitter, there's a legal loophole on Long Island. You can steal police vehicles in the event of a WWE Championship match, which is fantastic.
Nice.
So that was the end of Raw. I thought it was a pretty fun show. It wasn't a terrible one. It was okay.
It was all right.
I'll go okay. So what I want the Danians to do right now is click that like button, that thumbs up. You know, you've been with us the whole time. We've had a really active chat tonight. It's been I think we've had a great show
Got
here.
12 viewers right now.
Yeah. So go ahead and well, that's so funny how there's like no one watching when we're live, and then when the show gets archived, that's when all the views come.
Yeah.
Why don't the
12
hundreds,
is high for us.
why don't the hundreds or thousands watch live with us and be a part of the chat? That's what I want to know. I just figure everyone's at work, and when they miss Raw, that's who watches. That's the hundreds and thousands that watch later.
Maybe.
You know?
I think these are just the for real grimy Dan.
These are the for real grimy Dan Dans.
Yeah.
Kirsty
These are the
Conrad says,
hardcore
fuck me,
audience.
typing Botchamania. Burnout Inc. says, Ambrose drives a cop car full of felons and throws them into the ring at the Authority, which is funny. I think he should build a catapult and shoot the felons into the ring.
I'm always pro human catapult. I'll
So-
never be upset about that.
Make that your Facebook status right now. I'm always pro human catapult. So Dan Dans, Launchpad McQuack says, God damn it, I just joined. We're wrapping up the show, but the best thing about you just joining and missing this show is we're going to do it next week.
Yeah,
We're going to do it the week after
buddy.
that. We do Raw Talks Live every week, except June 15th. There won't be one because that's E3, and that's Sony's conference at the same time as Raw. I got to tell you, I'm a big gamer, and there's not going to be a Raw Talks that night because I'm not going to be able to juggle both.
How do you spell catapult?
Catapult. You know what I'm saying? So Dan Nance, click that like button. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, do it. Follow the artist on Twitter at artist_616. Follow me on Twitter at IDS616. We got shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. Stevie Fierce, indie wrestler, and one of my favorite humans in the whole world, is going to be on the podcast this week. Goes up Wednesday. Subscribe so you don't miss it. We love you. Okay, real quick. Josh Spears says, Ian, talk about Andre, you promised. This is a little bonus on the end.
Bonus points.
Andre Arlovsky versus Travis Brown on Saturday. So I'm a huge Andre Arlovsky fan.
I like him too.
Coming into this fight, I wrote it on 616entertainment.proboards.com. I wrote up a little preview of the main card, and I'm like, not having Raw Talks on 616, no, we won't, because that's a Tuesday, fuckhead. Coulter, get your life.
What a loser! And he thinks he's gonna beat me in a fucking fight. What a
So,
doesn't even
coming into
please.
that fight, I'm like, I love Andre Arlovsky. I like Travis Brown, too. I think he's a good guy. He's a great fighter. Arlovsky has a suspect chin, and Travis Brown is a fucking murderer. So I'm like, let's just be real about this. Travis Brown probably finishes him via strikes in the first round.
That's how I saw it happen.
So that fight starts, and they're kind of circling. You know, they're really good friends, but they're aggressive. They're not tentative at all because they don't want to hurt each other. Brown comes in and he lunges way too much on an overhand right, and Andre hits him with a short right hook that buckles Travis's legs. And he is in trouble, and Andre rushes him. He's throwing this right hook and Conan back fist combo.
Back fist. I've never
He
seen
did it twice, and it was
know.
fucking awesome. So he drops him, and Brown recovers. They get at it again. He drops Brown. He recovers again. Brown's legs are fucking spaghetti this whole time. He looks like the wacky and weight inflatable guys that come out for Bailey's fucking entrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm freaking out, and I'm going, Andre, keep your fucking hands up. Because we've seen this before. The second Tim Sylvia fight. He hurts Tim Sylvia bad. He rushes in. Andre gets dropped and KO'd, and he loses the heavyweight title. And I know this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So Andre rushes him, and he's got him on the cage after landing another back fist, Conan back fist. It's best because he's doing a spinning back fist. He's throwing a right hook and then just coming back with it.
I know. It's insane.
It was so fucking awesome. So he's got him against the cage. And I'm going, Andre, where are your hands? Put your hands up. If you're going to throw that right hook, have the left defending, please. What are you doing? There's no defense. Right hand, Arlovsky goes down like a sack of shit. And you can attest to it because I was there. I was like, motherfucker, it's over. That's it. Fight's over. Andre recovers. He gets back into it, and seconds later finishes Brown via standing TKO. And I was so fucking happy.
It was insane.
I was marking out like a Jeff Hardy fan in 2003 during his ladder match with The Undertaker.
Oh, wow.
2002, actually.
Wow.
So, Josh Beer says, I said Andre would win. I'm legit. So that was a good pick. It wasn't a very smart pick, in my opinion, but obviously it worked out for you.
But, you know.
The Mad Villainy says, what's the website for 616? It's youtube.com/616entertainment, which is where you are now. It's facebook.com/616entertainment. And we've got a message board, which is full of fucking hooligans who use terrible language. Feel free to do the same at 616entertainment.proboards.com. If you're easily offended, don't bother signing up. If you're offended at all by anything, don't bother signing up because it's a fucking hellhole. And I would have it no other way. I don't always partake in the madness. But if they want to partake in the madness, let them do it. I'm not going to tell anyone what they can or can't do.
It's a free message board.
I think it's a free message board. The internet is free. Everyone should be able to do whatever they want, no matter how bad it is. Unless you're like hurting someone. Don't go after someone. If there was bullying on there, I would put a stop to it.
Yeah.
But if people just want to use terrible language all the time, that's fine. You know. So do all the same shit. We love you. This was a fun show.
It's a great show. I love you all.
But you know the deal. We can't officially end the show until we have a proper outro. And I debuted a new outro last week. I'm about to do it again this week. You know about what's that small black boy's name? He's dead now.
Wilson Brooklyn.
No, that's not a real man.
I bet.
Shay Lagonza, Christian says, make an Instagram, goddammit. I did. It's at 616entertainment. I've been listening to you. You know what I'm saying?
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman. We love you, Dan Dans.